Welcome to the November 2023 budget reset video on Budget with ajulydreamer. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I share everything personal finance. I cover budgeting, saving, and investing. If these topics are of interest to you, then please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into today's video. So I'm in my living room sitting on the floor because I have just started planning out my budget for next month, and I thought whilst I'm doing the planning process, I can walk you through exactly what I do and how I go about budgeting for the month ahead. So you would have seen the clip of me putting on my nice pumpkin candle that I got from TK Maxx, I think in the US, like TJ Maxx or something, but TK Maxx in the UK. So I have that. I'm still drinking my tea, and I say still because I am batch recording today. I just did my transfer Tuesday, so I'm filming in advance for my budget video. I have my laptop here, my notepad, as well as my trusted mobile so that I can refer back to some numbers. But this is normally how I plan. I will have a personal planner like this. I've got two more on the floor, my laptop and my phone, and yeah, so this is how I normally start out planning the month ahead. So this is the November 2023 budget. Before I get into talking about that budget, I thought I look back at the financial goals that I'd set for the month of October and just see how I progress with them, because whenever I set financial goals, I always tie them to the bigger picture. So I have my 5-year plan, and then each single year of that 5-year plan, I break down those goals into monthly, quarterly, and then 6 monthly, and then annually goals. So all of the goals that I have for the last quarter of the year, they're all linked to that main financial goal. So I had said in the October goals that I wanted to do the following. Some things I said out loud on the camera, shared them with you. Some things I never did, and this is just part of life. It's not everything that I share with you guys, but I share 90% of my financial life with you guys. So some of the financial goals that I set up was, one, I wanted to send £500 towards my rental emergency fund. And we're going to spend a minute talking about this because that was my original intention until my accountant finally finished my taxes for 2022 into 2023. And then they obviously sent me their bill. So I know I owe on taxes about £700 that I need to pay by the 31st of January next year. So I'm aiming to pay just like maybe a week or two. Let's just say I'm planning to pay that next year. But what I wasn't anticipating was how big the accountant's fee was going to be. I was expecting it to be between £200 to £300, but not £500. So that threw me off my kilt, which meant the £500 that I had initially intended to put in my rental emergency fund, I am now spending paying my accountants. I mean, I guess that's the purpose for that emergency fund, because this the accountant is helping me to account for the properties that I own. So I guess in a way I saved and used it at the same time. So yeah, so I am actually going to say that I didn't do this as opposed to taking it. So I didn't do this. I say to pay an extra £24.58 towards my personal loan. As of the time of filming this video, Tuesday 24th, I haven't done this, and it doesn't look like I will, but we shall see. So I'm not going to do anything with this one. If I accomplish it, then I will take. If not, then I don't. The goal that I never shared with you was to clear the debt that I had with Klarna. So I'm trying to improve my credit score. So I did some shopping a couple of months ago, and I put myself on a 3-month plan. The money was just there in the account. Whenever it's time to pay, I would just send it over. But then it was going to end next month. I was just like, nah, let's just clear it now. I mean, if it impacts my my credit score, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, so I cleared that off. I say to pay an extra £22 towards my mobile device. This I can tick off because I actually did do this. And then the final one is I am actually going on a trip this weekend with my girls for a birthday abroad, and I said to cash flow that trip, and I intend to cash flow the trip. So I guess at the end of the month I can take this off as cash flowed the trip. I won't say the destination because I will share with you guys the destination when I actually return. So that is the October goals. So I want to say 3 out of 5 is not bad, but it could be better. It could be better, to be honest, and it might be better by the end of the month. I don't know, because apart from the saving 500 towards my rental emergency fund, the rest of them I think I can accomplish, outside of the ones I've already accomplished. But that is the goals. So now what I'm going to do is I've just written down the financial goals for November. So I'm going to now share my November financial goals. So the first one that I have here is I would like to stick to a £250 spending budget for my trip next month. So next month I am going on what I call my annual reset trip alone. This is going to be a solo trip to an incredible destination. I cannot wait to go. I cannot wait to come back and share this with you guys. But it's already prepaid for. So I paid for the flights already. I have paid for the accommodation, and it's all inclusive, which just means I'm not planning to spend any money. But because it's an exotic destination, if I want to do any activities whilst I'm there, I need a budget for that. If I want to do out of the box activities outside of what they provide on the island, then obviously I'll need money. So I'm telling myself that let's stick to a £250 spending budget. If I spend it, great. If I don't, that's great as well. The second goal that I have is to send additional money towards my debt. So let me just take a sip of this because my throat is dry. So for this goal, I'm quite vague because I am not really sure if I'll have any additional income in the month of November, but I do have side hustles that bring me additional income. So I am thinking if I do get any, I would like to send that money towards the debt. This is why I'm not specifying a number. Normally I do, but I'm not specifying a number. You will see in the budget though that I do somehow allocate some money, but I just make it as part of my budget. So that, because that money is coming from my salary and my rental income, so that's why that's that. But I am hoping to send any additional income that I get in November towards my debt. My third goal is I would like to restart my sinking funds. So I have one more annual bill that's coming up in the month of November, which is my car tax, and I'll talk about that when I start sharing the budget. So that is the last one, and now I need to restart my sinking funds. I mean, actually not the last one, the second last, because the last one is Christmas, and that's my final goal here. I will start my Christmas shopping in November, but I need to restart my sinking funds, and maybe I'll film a video about that. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see that video. And the final goal, like I said, is about Christmas. So I would like to stick to my budget for Christmas. I projected £500, so hopefully I can spend lower than that. I'm trying to lower this, actually actively trying to do that, but those are my financial goals for the month of November. So let's see how I get on, and I'm somebody who always adjusts my goals as the time goes. So maybe I'll adjust these provided I end October better than I thought financially. So yeah, anyway, so I've got my trusted laptop here, so I'm just going to scooch over a little bit closer towards my laptop, and I will actually start walking you guys through my budget. So the budget template that you can see on the screen, you will see shortly, is one that you can purchase from my Etsy shop. The link is always in the description bar below. So let me begin by doing screen record. I'll start the screen record now. Okay, so first things first. In my income summary, I have purposefully left my sources of income open because somebody asked the question, why don't I share this? And honestly, I just preferred not to, but I was like, I know for some people it's quite helpful to see this. So I am sharing with you the sources, but I'm not sharing with you the actual amounts. I would share with you the total amount, which is what I'm expecting from all of these sources. So my paycheck, I am a 9 to 5 employee. I work in corporate UK in the pharmaceutical industry, so I get a salary from that. Then I have 3 rental properties where I make rental income, and then I always include my savings use because I'm emptying savings, so that's another source of income towards that budget. So I'm using money from my savings in the month of November. I'm expecting to do that. So for me to do my Christmas shopping, I will need to use that money, but I haven't included that in here. And for the car tax, I have included here because this is something that is due in the month of November. Then for my other income, this includes from my blog, from my Etsy, other sources, other avenues that I make money. And then the buffer, just to clarify, is I get paid in the middle of the month. So I spend half of that so for example, I spend half of my October pay in October and half of it in November, so I carry that forward, and I always like to track that. So all of my bills, including my rental bills and everything that I'm expecting to happen in the month of November, should add up. At least the first 15 days should add up to at least 3,500. So that is what I actually bring in. But again, I will adjust this according to exactly what the amount is at the end of October. So that is how I do it. But yes, these are the sources of income that you're seeing. And then at the bottom here, you have my budget summary, but we will focus on going into the depth of this budget. So if we start off first with my main bills. So with my main bills, everything that I have in red is either because it is a new item or because there is something different about that bill. The rest of them should be, if they're in black, then it's the normal bills. So I have the description, what it is that I'm paying for, when I expect it to come out, so the due date, the due amount, so how much I am expecting to pay, and then if I've actually paid, how much have I paid. So that is how I track my main bills. So my main bills cover my 4 walls. So this is my mortgage, my electricity, internet, gas, and all of that good jazz, including my life insurance, as well as subscriptions like Netflix and Spotify. So for the month of November, I have included in something which is new, which is a personal coach. I hired a personal coach to help me get back on track. I had my health screening in the month of October, and was it October or September? One of these 2 months, I can't even remember. And I am anemic, and also my doctor wanted me to lose a bit of weight and also to change my diet and all of that good jazz. And as I'm approaching 40, I literally just was like, you know what, it's time to get this health lifestyle serious. So I've hired a wellness coach. I'm just calling her my personal coach, and she's gonna be helping me, and she has been already helping me with managing what I eat. I'm not restricted, but I'm increasing my protein consumption. She's designed a workout program for me to work out at home and all of that good jazz. So that will be costing me about 125 pounds every single month. It's something I'm gonna try out for the next 3 months and see, and if we are compatible in the next 3 months, we continue to be compatible in the next 3 months, then I'll continue. If not, then well, that will end. Then the next bill here is my car tax. I pay my car tax twice a year, one in May and one in November. So November bill has already been emailed to me because it's taken via direct debit. I know that it's going to be about £94 and 65 pence. So I'm just budgeting at 100 because I am someone who prefers to budget up than down. So I always budget more than I actually need to pay, because then that helps me create a buffer within my account. And then the other thing that's changing here is my Vodafone. So Vodafone supplies me not only with my mobile, the handset and line rental, but also my internet, as well as now my YouTube Premium. So my provider, Vodafone, gave me YouTube Premium to try out for 3 months for free I have loved it, absolutely loved it. So I have decided to continue with the subscription, and that means that my internet, my line rental for my mobile, as well as my Spotify, these three things will now cost me about £60 every single month. For those of you who've been watching my videos for a while, know that this is still one of the lowest that I have paid, because for the last however many years, due to my traveling, but for the last 4 or 5 years, my phone bill has always been at least £100, like as a standard, because I wanted more data, I wanted more international coverage and all of this good. But then the C word happened in 2020, and I realized I was paying 100 and I wasn't even using all of the services. So when my contract came up due, I stripped it of everything. So now my line rental is only like £25, which is still a lot because my sister pays like £10. So it's still a lot, but much better than what I was paying before. But yeah, that's why this is in red, because moving forward, it's going up more than what I normally pay. And I think that is it in terms of the bills, my main bills for my 4 walls. So just under £1,900 that I'm expecting to send towards my 4 walls, so my main bills. The next category that you see here is my rental bills. So like I said, I have 3 rental properties, so that means 3 mortgages, life insurances for them, leasehold for one of the properties, buildings and contents insurance, as well as home care for 2 of the properties. So here you can see I've also included, which I should probably have in red. Let's change this to red and highlight it, because my second rental property needs to have, I'm calling it a bathroom reno. It's not really a renovation, but the tiles in the bathroom in a rental property, the tiles have cracked and started falling. So I thought now is the perfect time for me to just replace the whole thing, because I've been wanting to do that. So I have an idea of how much it will cost, but the bill hasn't come through yet, but I know it will be in November. So I will be probably raiding my personal emergency fund for this, but I'm not including it yet in here, but I know it's coming. So that's that. But in terms of my rental bills, so my mortgages, there's 3 of them, then the rental life insurance for the rental properties, leasehold for one of the properties, buildings and contents insurance for one of the properties, home care, and all of that good jazz. So that should also come to about over 1,800, which is similar to my 4 walls, surprisingly. But this one I know is definitely going to be a lot more, because I have this bathroom rental that is coming up. But yeah, that is what I'm expecting to pay for my rental properties. I'm now going to move over towards my variable expenses and savings and all that good jazz, but let's do my variable expenses first. So for my variable expenses, so these are things that I personally say I spend on me. And yes, so for this, there isn't anything different here. Actually there is one thing, that is the dentist, because I have a dentist appointment from when I come back from vacation, so I'm including that, but everything else should be the same. And then for my savings, this one, we're going a bit dark here, because I'm only sending to my investments. I'm not expecting to save money because it's a tight month because of that bathroom renovation. And then for my debt, these are not the minimum amounts, but I like to round up, like I said, so I'm going to send a little bit more money to these. So I'm expecting to send at least 1,150 towards my debt. I am rushing this portion of the video because my camera has just started flashing and we're almost at 20 minutes of this video, so I'm trying to just be conscious of that. But that is my budget for the month of November. There's a lot of things that I would like to share when it comes to my budget, but this is what I know of and this is what I'm budgeting. So I'm expecting to bring in 6,200, and that's what I have budgeted for with the budget that I have just shown you. But that's how I budget. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.